is
Horror and Fright Channel.
and
And
we're gonna be talking about two stories that me and him encountered, and it was scary in real life.
yeah, man, I have
So
a couple of stories that scared the crap out of me. Like, well, you wanna do one, and I'll do one?
You'll do the first two, and then I'll do two.
No, like I can do one, then you can do one, then I'll do one, then you can do one. Okay, we're doing two each. This has been really popular. Like, I just watched a video on it, and this girl told her like 4 stories that would happen to her, and she almost got kidnapped and stuff like that. It was insane. Well, we're starting it, and my first one was I was little. This is not like it doesn't have anything to do with ghosts and stuff like that. Well, maybe it does, but like, well, I was little and I was in a carnival. I was only like 3, and I went with my grandma's best friend's kids, and like they were like 5 years older than I was, and one was like 13 at the time, and we were there, and we were doing bumper cars, and when we were riding, I couldn't get the seatbelt off when the ride ended, and he didn't see me that I was struggling, so he walked away, and I just got it unbuckled, and I stood there for like 4 hours until it closed, and then my grandma actually found me when it closed. So I was just standing at that ride for 4 hours straight, not leaving at all. And then before it closed, my grandma finally found me. A 3-year-old kid, me, just, it was scary. Like, I was freaked out because I thought that they had left.
my story is when I was 4 years old, and I was like at a museum, kids museum, and I wanted to go to this like room. It was like a little passageway, and I didn't hear the person say that we're not allowed, but I still went, and then I lost them, and then like 30 minutes later, I like seen them, so I just ran to them. That's pretty scary.
Well, my other scary story is I walked into this, like, my friend's house when I was like 5, and his house was like super creepy. Like, he even told me because it's like a 50-year-old house. So, we're sitting there, we're like watching TV, and all you hear is dun dun, dun dun, dun dun. So we like run, we look out his window, because they looked like the sounds coming from outside. We see this guy running down his street. So we close the blinds, and we lock the window, and a couple minutes later, like, we're still looking out the window, the guy runs back up the street, and he was wearing a black hoodie, like, he didn't have, like, black pants, so he was wearing all black. And then we close the blinds again, we turn around, we go downstairs, we tell his parents, and his parents lock the doors. And his dad frickin' sitting on the couch, cleaning his gun. I was pretty scared because the guy had a gun, just sitting there on the couch with a gun. And, well, the guy ran, like, his mom was, like, looking, and he ran down up the street again. And apparently, the guy was, like, jogging, and we didn't know. So, my friend's dad frickin' opened the door and started shooting in the sky, and the guy stopped and got super scared, and then he ran across the street, and then, like, 2 days later, I went to his house, and he said, "Oh, that guy that we saw that was wearing a black hoodie, he was running." So it was kind of scary because we didn't know he was running, and I thought that he was like a murderer or going to kidnap us when we were sleeping or something like that. So it was kind of scary.
my story is like me and my friends went in the woods. We walked this creek, and then we walked up this hill. It was a steep hill. We walked up it. We were gonna hide from my other friends, and then we just sat there for a few minutes, and we looked down, and we seen this big black thing roll down a hill. We were just like, what is that? I thought it was a garbage bag until I seen it get up and move. So like I went down a little bit, and there was like a tree like right next to the hillside, and I was like scoping, like trying to look and seeing what it was, and it was like I think it was like a bear. It looked like a bear.
It was a bear?
It looked like a bear. Like me and my friends were shaking, dude. I had my knife out, dude. I was like, if that bear comes after me, I'm gonna shank it.
I'm gonna shank it. Shank! Oh. If you guys already had Halloween, our Halloween's tomorrow. I'm having a big Halloween party. He's coming. A lot of people are coming. And I'm wearing this shirt. Jason Freddy Krueger, it says at the bottom, let's make bad decisions.
Yeah. I'm going as a baby.
I'm not going trick-or-treating because of the Halloween party.
Like, I'm not going trick-or-treating, but I'm dressing up at his party as a baby.
Yeah. Dude, isn't Noah coming? Yeah, he's coming. Noah's coming, everybody.
So.
Well, I'm going to tell, my friend was supposed to be here, but he went to the football game tonight. And he had a story that happened to his friend. I'm going to tell you what actually happened from the beginning of the story. This story is not very long. Well, kind of is medium. Well, the beginning of it, this kid, they were riding bikes down this hill, and it was Halloween night, and it was after Halloween, a couple hours after Halloween. It's like 12 o'clock. They're riding their bikes down. My friend, he looks over, and he says, everybody says that this house is haunted. So my friend's friend walks up and goes inside, and like my friend sat there. He told me he sat there for like 30 minutes, and then he sat there for like another 30 minutes. So he's sitting there for an hour, and his friend never came back. So he left him, and then the day after, like a couple hours later, and like 2 in the morning, the kid's mom, my friend's friend, his mom was calling to see where he is, 'cause he never got out of the house. So they call the police. The kid tells them where they are. They go there. They're searching for the kid, and they found him in the back shed, dead, laying on the floor, dead, with his throat slit. They called it murder, but it wasn't. And before that even happened, well, there was a son, a daughter, and a mom and dad. Well, the son, they had like a basement, and it was just wood holding it, and one of the boards collapsed, and all the boards collapsed, and the son, this happened in like 1920s. So all the dirt piled on top of the kid, and the kid died of suffocation. And then a couple weeks later, the mom said that she could hear her son calling for her, so she killed herself. And then the daughter would cut her arms, like just literally cut her arms with like knives, and like make herself bleed, and said she loved pain because her mom told her to do it. So the dad took her to the hospital. 2 days later, she hanged herself in the hospital. And then then their dad died. Their dad was stabbed 400 times. They counted 400 times that they could see. And the first stab was in the heart, so they said that the mom did it, or the daughter.
I'm gonna tell you a story.
I'm not done.
Well,
then, like, a couple years after that, people moved into that house. They were living there, and their son walked in the shed where the boy died. Like, this just happened, like a year ago when the boy died. So, they found their dog. You know how some people go hunting and they have, like, a bear mat? You know that? Yeah. They found their dog spread out like that. There was no blood or anything.
He's trying to do splits.
So then they moved, and the house has been empty since until that kid went in there. My friend's kid, my friend's friend. He's dead. So forever riding in my friend's neighborhood. Don't go to that house unless you want to die.
Okay.
Well, it's your turn.
My story. It's kind of weird, but there's an old house that someone told me about, and there was an old man that used to live there, and his son or his grandson used to live there, and he was like very young, and the old man had a weird eye. Like the kid was crazy. Kid was crazy, and he was just like, I'm gonna kill him someday because of that eye. So he stalked him for like 7 days.
Oh my god!
When he was sleeping, and like his eyes were closed, and he couldn't kill him. So the 8th day, he knew his eyes would be open. So his eyes was open. The kid killed him with a knife and cut his legs and arms off, and like the people next door could hear him scream, so they called the cops. So he dug up the wooden floor and put his body in it, and then he covered it back up so people wouldn't find it.
Cold case further.
And he heard the heart beating. Yeah, the heart beating. So he was creeped out by it. So he just put him. He was dead. So he put him under his floorboards. And then the cops showed up, knocking on his door. There were 2 of them, and they were following him. And they gave him a glass of water, them both, and took him to his room and said that he was on vacation, but he wasn't. And then he heard the heartbeat when the cops were talking, and then he thought the cops would have heard it. He thought the cops heard it, but like I said before, the guy was crazy, and he flipped out and he said that, oh, he's under the floorboards, he's dead, and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what happened.
Dude, I was freaking scared. Freaking scared. Boom, boom. You heard the heart beating. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Dude, I be freaking crapping my pants.
It was going faster. It was like boom, 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 boom.
Dude, he was probably freaking scared out of his mind. I'd be scared if freaking locked in the floor.
No, he was dead.
Well, we're doing shout-outs. You want to do shout-outs?
Yeah.
Shout-outs to Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, Van House Gaming, all those guys. Watch our other videos. You must. Oh, dude, I should have turned this hat backwards. Dude, I could get arrested. Freaking copying the Superman.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can. Dude, this guy copied a can of Coke and he got arrested.
About it.
Wait, that was in Russia. It wasn't even called Coke. It's called Kook. They call it Kook in Russia. Oh. And what's his name? Danger Dolan, watch him. There's some creepy stuff on that, and that's kind of where we watch those.
That's where we fit in.
Yeah, like, we've asked him, and he's talked about us. I think hasn't he?
Well, we asked him.
We asked him, but
he might, he's
only made a video since we've asked him. I think he made the video the night that we asked him.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
That's it.
Watch us.